Okay, better now.
Bye. I'm the 5th generation. I guess partly I'm here just because this is where I was raised. The other important part of that picture is we've chosen to stay too. It's never occurred to me to move to Brazil or go to Wyoming or even to the other end of the valley. This is home. Pebbles. I'm one of 10 children, and as us kids came along, we all had to work on the farm as kids, and 3 of us stayed. 2 of my brothers, Jim, John, and myself, stayed. But my brother Jim is really the farmer. The things that at this point we've kind of landed on that we think can succeed are the watermelons. We're one of the first people in the valley raising garlic, and one of the first 2 or 3 raising onions, and giving us diversity and really a different perspective on farming too. My father was born in this valley. At the time, they had cows and calves and ended up not being able to find summer pasture. My dad's the one that decided to build a feedlot. In my mind, he's kind of the one who built the company up from being a little farm into being a big operation. At the time, I didn't understand it, but you know, my father could have gotten to 70 years old and sold the dang thing and retired and learned to play golf. And he stayed for us. He stayed so that we could take the operation, and he stayed as part of it, and he's to a point where golfing's probably not an option, so he's just still part of the operation, and he's a valuable asset. But he's also, I think, the person who taught us all the value of technology and being in front of the curve as far as agriculture and thinking ahead, looking for new ideas, trying new things, and I think that really came from my father. This is my office, where I spend, honestly, probably half my time. So the climate here is very dry. We're in a 4-inch rainfall area. We're dependent on this snowpack in the Sierra Nevada mountains for our water. In this valley, we're raising crops that take a lot of water. Alfalfa, we raise some silage and stuff, and now there's people raising lettuce, and we raise onions, and our life is the water. I guess I really believe that what GrowSafe's doing in their vision is going to have really lasting consequence compared to, say, the vision of selecting for choice or selecting for whatever. Sustainability, and I mean, is what's going to keep us in business. Certainly, I don't have the ability to just get anything done the way my dad and my grandpa did, and I have different skill sets, but I admire these guys a lot for their work ethic and their ingenuity. Sometimes ingenuity drives you crazy, but it's good. I guess to put it simply, what we're looking for is bulls that gain a lot on a little bit of feed. And we're using residual feed intake, and I think most of the people that are connected with GrowSafe are using that. If you have an animal that's by his gain and his size should be eating 40 pounds a day and he's really eating only 36. He's got a -4 RFI, and that basically indicates that every day that animal exists, he eats 4 pounds less than you would expect him to. And the number I think is important to buyers is to try and take that number and extrapolate it over the life of a bull and over what his offspring will do, and the impact of that big picture, that eating less feed to produce the same amount of beef. Okay, va, yo puedo cerrar, va. Okay, bien. our world today where you're talking to the guy in the feed truck, it's right there on your phone. Somebody living in New York and hoping to buy a hamburger isn't going to give a damn, other than if cost comes down to them. But for a higher social economic status person who is concerned about saving the planet, about the ecology of beef production, then being able to say, hey, we're selecting for animals that produce more for less is a valid argument and one they'll listen to. And they're going to view that as a positive. For me personally, it's just been with the cattle. That's my favorite. One of the other things I guess that's really important to me is that I'm working with my family. How many people can say they get to see their father and mother every day? But I'm past that stage of life where they were obnoxious, and I feel very privileged to get to spend time with my parents and with my brothers every single day.